question is that this motion be agreed to, and I call the member for Dobell.
Thank you, Mr Deputy Speaker. It's with great honour and somewhat sadness that I speak to this motion on behalf of the Brisbane Waters and Tuggerah Lakes local area commands and the wider Central Coast community. I thank my friend and colleague, the member for Macarthur, for bringing this motion before the House and commend him on his 25-year service to the New South Wales Police Service. Since 1788, the men and women of the New South Wales Police Force have been protecting our homes, families, businesses and communities. The New South Wales Police Force has grown from the first civilian police force in Australia, known as the Night Watch, to one of the largest police organisations in the English-speaking world, with over 15,500 police officers and around 4,000 civilian staff. And I'm fortunate to work with two local area commands in my role as the member for Dobell and two very impressive and dedicated local area commanders. In speaking with Superintendent Daniel Sullivan, commander of the Brisbane Waters Local Area Command, he advised me of the significance of the National Police Remembrance Day. Superintendent Sullivan said, "As police, we choose a role in our community, knowing that one day we may have to pay the ultimate sacrifice, fulfilling our sacred oath of office. Our families, however, don't get that choice. They live with the real fear that every time we say goodbye before heading to work, it could be the last time we ever say those words." The Central Coast tragically has three names on the National Police Wall of Remembrance. This is why Superintendent Sullivan supports and participates in fundraising activities for New South Wales Police Legacy, including Walk to Tamworth, Cycle to Canberra, and most recently paddle the Brisbane Waters to help those who are left behind after an officer has fallen. On the 29th of September, I had the honour of attending a memorial service to commemorate National Police Remembrance Day, which is observed in Australia, New Zealand, Papua New Guinea, Samoa and the Solomon Islands. I joined with current and retired members of the New South Wales Police Force at Wyong Anglican Church to honour officers whose lives have been lost whilst performing their duties. We also paid tribute to those members of the police force who have lost their lives through illness or other circumstances. Superintendent David Swilks, commander of the Tuggerah Lakes Local Area Command, said, "This day is a solemn occasion where we take the opportunity to honour the selfless sacrifice of those who preceded us, as well as those who have been our workmates." Our local service was conducted by Reverend Dan Connor, New South Wales Police Chaplain, Tuggerah Lakes LAC. Professional policing is truly a noble vocation that carries an inherent risk. We pause today to remember those fellow officers who gave their lives in their pursuit to bring justice to others. Their sacrifice was not in vain and will not be forgotten. These were the words of Reverend Connor that captured the significance of National Police Remembrance Day. Thankfully, in the past year, there were no Australian police officers' lives lost on duty. However, we do pause to acknowledge the 757 officers who have paid the ultimate sacrifice and the countless others who have been injured. Every day, our policemen and women put on their uniform, leave their loved ones and go to work knowing the tremendous risk associated with their job. They do it for the love of the force and the love of their community. I wish to acknowledge and pay tribute to members of the Central Coast Police Force who lost their lives in the line of duty. Detective Sergeant Richard Whittaker, who passed away 28th of September 1991. Senior Constable Christopher Thornton, who passed away 13th of April 2001. And Senior Constable Peter Gordy Wilson, who passed away 11th of November 2006. On behalf of the Central Coast community, I thank these officers for their service and sacrifice. My thoughts are with their families and friends who carry with them every day the hurt of having lost a loved one, a father, a brother or a son, while they were going about their everyday job and dedicated service to their community. This motion also commends the outstanding work of Police Legacy, who dedicate their time to supporting police and their families, particularly in times of tragedy and need. In New South Wales, Police Legacy provide care and support to over 20,000 serving and retired police officers. The Police Legacy cares not only for families who are suffering from loss and grief, but also for those experiencing misfortune that may require extra support. In closing, I acknowledge the members of the New South Wales Police Force for their commitment and dedication to keeping our community safe and protecting us from those who fail to respect the law. I commend the outstanding dedication and commitment of all Australian police officers and the support provided by civilian staff for their service and contribution to protecting our community. Mr Deputy Speaker, I commend this motion to the House.
Thank you, Member. And the call is to the Member for Holt.
Thanks, Deputy Speaker.